So I found this recipe called the Tian, and it is a baked vegetable dish. So we're going to start out with some summer vegetables and put it together. It comes together really pretty in a casserole dish, very vibrant color, perfect time of the year since all of the vegetables are coming into season. And we're also going to go over the mandolin. If you're not familiar with a mandolin, it can make prep so fast. However, it's a very sharp blade. You do want to use precautions. So to start off, we need 1/3 of a cup of olive oil. It goes into a small skillet or pan. While our oil is heating, we'll start preparing a clove of garlic. We'll put this in our oil and wait for that to start sizzling. While that's heating up, we'll wash our vegetables. Our oil came up to temperature and started to sizzle the garlic, so I stirred it and then removed it from the heat so it's ready to be used. We'll start on our zucchini first. I'm going to use the mandolin for the zucchini. It's a great vegetable for this, and the mandolin helps us to keep a uniform cut. Personally, I like to use a little safety glove because these blades are really sharp. Unfortunately, I have cut myself on one before, and it was the most painful cut I've ever had. So there's also another step. Most of them, if not all of them, come with a guard. Besides the protective glove, which you can purchase on your own, they come with a guard, and this helps to also shuttle the vegetables through when you get to the end. For something like this, the glove is nice just to have the protection, and we'll just slide it right along. So mine has a option for the thickness of the cut. As the recipe recommended, 1/8 of an inch, so a pretty thin cut. So we'll just go ahead and get started, and you just set it down flat, and then you just slide through. And again, as I get closer, I'm going to grab my guard as well and line it up. And that's it. That's all of our zucchini. So I have the cutting board beneath, so I'll just move that to the side and then transfer the zucchini into the large bowl. And again, they're pretty good uniform cut, nice and thin. I can tell you I do not cut that uniformly when I'm left with the knife, that's for sure. Then we have an end piece, which we can just set to the side or snack on. Next is our zucchini. And I'm gonna try this, we'll see if we have room for them. And really, if you're going to use your hand, when it gets to a smaller point, I highly recommend you use the guard. Again, you do want your hand to be level if you're going to use your hand. If you watch enough Chopped or Food Network, anything like that, you see the professionals doing that. Again, I highly recommend the glove, a guard, everything to protect your hand. The blade is sharp. We are going to have some vegetables that we have to do by hand because we have tomatoes and onion, and I'm not certain how those would work with a mandolin. Especially the tomato, because they're very delicate, and pressing down presents a bit of a challenge because you need the pressing down as well on the mandolin. Okay. Now we'll do our tomatoes. And finally, our onion. And try to keep the rings of the onion as intact as possible. Now that I have finished preparing my vegetables, I've sprayed my pan that I'm going to put them in. We're going to start the process. And to do so, I'm just going to take one of each and layer it together, and then we'll start building it around the sides of the pan. And we want to pack this in tightly, so just keep that in mind as you start your process. Doesn't have to be perfect, you just want to get everything in there. Now you can kind of see why it's important to have them cut fairly uniformly and to have the onions stay in the rings. And if you have a circle dish, that's what's recommended. I just don't have a circle dish, so I'm going to use this one. That's more circular. And for a dish that's shaped kind of odd like this one, I'm just going to tuck the small pieces into the corners where it's not going to turn as well because it's not circular. If you have a circular pan, this is going to be a lot easier. You won't have the same kind of issues. But for something like this, it's perfect for these little pieces or maybe pieces that I kind of cut a little off, just to stick those in there as well. Our Tian is finished being packed in. You do want to pack it in. It's going to shrink down as it bakes. So it looks nice and fun. We're going to take the oil that we heated with the garlic. You can discard the garlic if you want. That's what the recipe says. Or you can actually just start to pour it in, and that's perfectly fine too. Just want to give it a good drizzle. I'm just going to put the garlic in here because I like garlic. If you wanted to, I know some of the comments that were on the recipe said that people use different flavored oils, or they added some lemon juice or herbs. So I think this is a really versatile dish. So have fun with it. Try something different if you want to. I'm just going to follow the recipe and test it out. So this will now go into the 400-degree oven for about an hour. You want it to get all roasted and really see the vegetables soften and start to get a little charred. It's been an hour. Our Tian has come out of the oven. It smells so yummy. It looks so pretty. It would look prettier in a circular pan, but this is what I got. So anyway, I hope you try this one out, and I also hope you enjoy it.